So AMC stock closed up over 1,200% in 2021 alone, as shorts panicked and the new retail investors, also known as apes, came in and saved this company from near bankruptcy. But many investors and people here on YouTube seem to think that this short squeeze is not over and that the short squeeze will continue in 2022. Synthetic shares, dark pools, and many other theories why this movement is far from over. Now, if you are an AMC holder or looking to buy AMC in 2022, well, I have some bad news for you. In this video, I'm going to hammer home some harsh realities and give the slightly alternative viewpoint that the AMC squeeze is actually indeed over and finished, and you should seriously reconsider your thinking if you're looking at buying this company. Now, as always, it seems like YouTube is on the side of the dirty hedge funds, and they have disabled that like button. But if you do appreciate an alternative viewpoint, even if we disagree, do me the kind favor, make sure that like button is turned blue, and if you want to completely ignore my advice and leverage up into AMC, do so via eToro, via the link on the pinned comment. Deposit, make a trade, follow those instructions, and you do get lifetime access to our LWT eToro Discord, where you can go in there and say I told you so when AMC does squeeze all the way up to $10,000 a share. It's very hard to keep a straight face when I say $10,000 a share, but that was actually thrown around at one point with this company. Now look, right off the bat, I know 80% of apes will have hit that dislike button as soon as they seen the title, threw their keyboard out the window, and be sat in a corner crying somewhere. So if you are still with me, even if we do have an alternative viewpoint, that's fine, and I do appreciate you at least looking into different scenarios, what can happen with any investment. I think that's actually very healthy to look at both sides, especially the one that goes against your own agenda. The purpose of this video is not to say buy AMC, it's not to say sell AMC, and in full transparency, it is definitely not saying short AMC, because I think if you did short AMC, you could actually be heading into a lot of trouble as well, and I think it's a complete coin toss in the short term what happens to this company. But in this video, I'm going to give you some key reasons why I think that AMC may continue falling. You can call it FUD, you can call it scaremongering, call it what you will. I do not really care that much, but all I do care about is giving a different opinion on a company that is clearly hyped up as much as this is on YouTube. And to be clear and help the apes that are very sensitive, I do think that the short squeeze is possible. In this market, anything is possible. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think AMC would have squeezed in the first place. A squeeze is possible, but I just do not think it's logically probable, and I'll tell you why in this video. But first, why might this company squeeze? Well, we've all heard about the dark pools and the synthetic shares and that we need a share count, and in fact, we've been hearing about this for well over 6 months. But nothing's really happened. Since August, this company's really been holding a solid downtrend. The volume's drying up, and more on that later, but this is one of the reasons why people think that AMC could still squeeze. They think that the SEC looking into the dark pools will help them out. They think that eventually the synthetic shares have to cover, and all of these possible outcomes that we don't know are actually probable. Now, is it possible? Absolutely. Is it probable? I don't know, but all I know as an investor is I deal in cold hard facts. And we don't have the facts here, we just have a hypothesis and thesis that it could in fact be happening. So until we actually know, I think this is a gamble. You're basically listening to somebody on YouTube talk about a potential catalyst that might not even exist. And on the dark pool as well, I know the SEC is looking into it, but by the time the SEC, one of the slowest organizations on planet Earth, find anything, the potential short squeeze could be well finished anyway. So by the time they find out what is actually going on, it's probably going to be too late. So I don't think the SEC investigating this is going to be very beneficial at all. The second big reason why people think a short squeeze is going to happen, which is the one that I probably agree with as being the biggest catalyst, is the actual share count that is short, and it's around about 20%. At the recording of this video, it was about 18-19%, but it has been falling. It has been falling gradually over the last couple of months, but that is a decent size of short float, and yeah, it's potentially gonna short squeeze. But the big problem here is there's a lot of volume trapped above, and again, more on volume in just a second. But for a short squeeze to actually take hold, you need a catalyst, and that catalyst, again, needs volume. And we've had a few catalysts with AMC, like cinemas reopening, and the volume has actually been steadily declining. We've had the occasional plus day of volume, but reality is until big volume comes in, and by that I mean big people buying 1-2 million shares a day, individuals or hedge funds, then I don't really see this happening, because the volume, it's few and far between. It's not relevant if it's just going to be the odd big trade. It needs to be continuous, and the volume needs to really pick up for this to happen. Again, more on the volume in just a second. But AMC chief Aaron said there was 4 million shareholders with an average of 120 shares each. So given the fact that there is so many shareholders in this company, and I know this figure is quite old and it's probably changed a hell of a lot, then I don't really see these apes or retail investors having enough individual volume to pump up the catalyst that will eventually come. There's always a catalyst around the corner, but will not have enough volume to pump the share price higher. You need a hell of a lot of volume for a short squeeze to happen. Now, I know there's going to be someone down in the comments going, but BlackRock and Vanguard have bought into this. Yes, they also bought into Wirecard, which, well, we just look at this chart. BlackRock and other companies buy a lot of bad companies as well as good, but let's be honest, they're not exactly all in AMC. In fact, it's minuscule how many shares they have in terms of the whole market cap of these funds. So my point here is, even with the bullish scenarios that a short squeeze may actually happen, we're struggling to find a solid ground where it may actually 100% happen, because the dark pools and the synthetic shares, that's a possibility, and the short squeeze potential is definitely there. We can see it. Although it's getting less, we're not getting the volume needed to trigger an actual short squeeze. We've even had a few days on the chart where the volume spikes have happened intraday, and then it just fell over the next couple of days anyway. That volume needs to be gradually increasing over a couple of weeks, and we're far away from that. So look, if you're losing on AMC, I get it, it's gonna hurt, and I feel for you, I really do, and I'm gonna go on the reasons why I feel that pain train could continue. And again, it may not, it may be wrong. You should never listen to a guy with a beard on the internet or anybody else, but you've clicked on this video for a reason, and I'm going to give you the reason why I think that this fall could continue. And the first real reason, I just touched on it, is YouTube and social media. We live in a world where people are going to listen to Susan, who drives a bus on TikTok, for medical advice rather than the head of the World Health Organization. We live in a world where people like you watching this video have clicked on YouTube to get information from a guy who you really do not know. And here's an example. There's a guy who's made literally a YouTube channel with 33,000 subscribers from pumping out AMC videos. I've watched a lot of these videos, and I have to say, it's quite embarrassing. And I'm sorry, he probably seems like a good guy. He has got good photography skills looking at his Instagram, but other than that, I keep getting pushed his videos for some reason, and they're awful. He's looking for the tiniest detail. Like even the video he did on AMC's just diluted you and Adam Aaron sells shares. Somehow that's a positive. Somehow. And I don't understand how, because that is a negative in every sense of the manner. But the point here is, this guy is an absolute sham if you're listening to him for financial advice. His name is New York Angelo, and I'm just going to leave you with this clip. This guy has 33,000 subscribers, and his videos get a hell of a lot of traction with AMC.
A number of analysts recently issued reports on the company. Citigroup boosted their price target on AMC Entertainment from $5 to $6 and gave the company a sell rating, which again is very, very interesting. You giving a prediction that the stock will go up with $1, but still you give a sell rating. So basically there is an uptrend coming, but also we think that you should sell the stock.
I mean, this is nothing short of idiotic. It's simple math. I mean, what a mongoloid. This guy can't understand why Citigroup have said sell when they have raised their price target to $6. A price target, if you are not understanding this, it is dead simple. You can Google it. It's very, very easy to understand. Citigroup think that this is going to go to $6 a share. It's currently over $6, hence the reason they think you should sell it. That's it. It's not that hard to wrap your head around. Somehow he's got 33,000 subscribers listening to his AMC videos. That is the world we are living in, and it is completely shambolic and idiotic if people are listening to fools like this. And sorry if it's really, really direct. He could be the nicest guy in the world, but it really boils my piss when people can't just work out and do a little bit more research before they put out a bullshit video like this one. Now, reason number 2, we touched on it already, why the short squeeze won't happen, is volume. Now, volume has been fast drying up in this company since its initial short squeeze. Whatever picture you want to paint, synthetic shares, dark pools, or just YOLO and buying with leverage, this company or any company to go up needs buying volume. Whether that's from retail investors, shorts covering, it doesn't matter. It needs buying volume, and this chart clearly shows the buying volume is drying up. The average volume in September was around about 137 million, and now it's less than half that in December, with an average of 60 million shares traded on a daily basis. And I know there's probably an average ape out there crying, saying, oh, it's December, it's holiday trading, and looking for any excuse to dry their tears. Well, let's look at November. Clearly not a holiday month. Great, it did only fall down to a whopping 87 million, which is still a substantial fall from 137. Now, reason number 3, and it's not a clean indicator, I'll give you that before anybody kicks off, and that is something called a death cross, which is clearly going to happen in the next few days. If you don't know what a death cross is, it's where the 50-day moving averages pass the 200-day moving average to the downside. You've also got something called a golden cross, which is the inverse, which means that this is a clear trend, and meaning that this stock should, if the death cross is true, continue falling. This is one of the oldest indicators in the book for a downtrending stock, and I'm shocked, to be honest, the death cross didn't happen sooner, but I do feel unless a big volume spike happens, this death cross will confirm my thesis and this stock will continue falling. Now, reason number 4 why this short squeeze is over, and it's probably the biggest reason. If you think about any company, Apple, Google, Facebook, Netflix, Nikola, well, you're definitely Nikola, any company under the sun, who knows most about it? Is it going to be the retail investors, the apes? Definitely not. A bloke with a beard on YouTube? Definitely not. Maybe a hedge fund, maybe Morningstar, maybe Goldman Sachs or Warren Buffett himself. Definitely not. The person or people who know the most about a company are the people who sit on said company's board, the people who know what financial trouble they're in or what financial benefit they're in, and these people, or also known as insiders, people like Adam Aaron, know how this company is going in the future. And you have to ask, because we can clearly see this, if they're buying or selling the stock themselves, because a lot of people get given stock as a Christmas bonus or bonuses if they hit certain targets, but they can also buy shares if they feel the company is undervalued. For example, if you thought Apple's about to release an iPhone before they ever did initially, you could buy Apple knowing that this product is going to come out in the future and you can profit on the way up. So given AMC's restructuring and they're not going to go bankrupt and they've got a hell of a lot of cash in the bank and dark pool shares and synthetic shares and all of these other facts that you know because you are the most knowledgeable person when it comes to AMC, clearly you would be buying. Well, no. In fact, nobody is buying. Over the last 12 months, not a single insider has been buying shares. Chris Cox, the senior VP and accounting director who has been at the company near 20 years, has sold about 80% of his position in the last quarter last year. If this company, the accounting director, think about his title there, accounting, is probably one of the most knowledgeable people in the company when it comes to finances, has sold about 80% of his holdings. And now he holds less than 200k after selling over 700. I mean, think about that logically. Why is this person who is clearly knowledgeable, clearly believes in the company, he's been there near 20 years, thinking about selling stock? Two options. One is he's looking at leaving and retiring and looking at his LinkedIn picture. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. We're talking about retirement, leaving, possibility, which wouldn't be good for AMC. Second thing is maybe he doesn't believe in the synthetic shares or the dark pools or the short squeeze. Maybe he's cashing out. Maybe he knows there's something bad coming around the corner. Think about it logically. Again, not an exact science, but a clear indication from people who know about this company. So I want to ask these questions that I asked back in August. When will AMC go to the moon, and when will this short squeeze happen? When will the dirty, cheating hedge funds get everything that they deserve from the average Joe retail ape investor? These are the questions I've been asking for near on 6 months, and we still don't know the answers to. I've always heard loads of things. It's going to happen next month on a share count, or it's going to happen any day now. We're still waiting, and the question is how long will you be waiting for this to squeeze? Again, if you disagree with me, I'm absolutely cool with that, and I wish you the best. I really do not like even the people who are down in the comments calling me a FUD, saying that I was paid by hedge funds. I don't mind. I don't want anyone to lose money, especially the retail investor. That's the whole purpose of this channel. But with AMC, you're just gambling at this price. A lot of catalysts are against you and very few going with you. So just be safe. The short squeeze may indeed happen, but that's all I have to say really on the matter. The code word for this video is New York Angelo no no no. If you could drop that down in the comments. And if you want to see more videos on AMC, check that video out up there. And if you want to see how to value a stock correctly, check that video there. If you haven't done so already, please do smash that like button, and best of luck in 2022. I hope it all works out for you. See you soon. Bye bye. Peace.